When the new elected U.S. President, Donald Trump, nominates individuals for cabinet positions, the heads of federal agencies, the process of confirming those nominees involves several important steps in Congress, and its outcome can have significant implications for the administration. Here's a detailed breakdown of how the process works. 1. Nomination by the President. The process begins when the President nominates a candidate for a cabinet position. The President has the constitutional authority to nominate individuals for key executive branch roles, including Secretaries of the Cabinet and other high-ranking officials. The President may choose individuals based on their qualifications, political loyalty, or other factors, but each nominee must go through the confirmation process in the Senate. 2. Senate review process. Once the President has nominated someone, the process moves to the Senate, where the nominee must undergo scrutiny and be confirmed by the Senate. A. Senate committee hearings. Referral to a committee. The Senate typically refers cabinet nominees to the appropriate Senate committee based on the nominee's area of responsibility. For example, the nomination of the Secretary of Defense would be referred to the Senate Armed Services Committee, and the nomination of the Secretary of State would be referred to the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Hearings. The committee holds public hearings where the nominee testifies about their qualifications, goals, and plans for the position. Senators may question the nominee about their professional background, policies, past actions, and any potential conflicts of interest. In these hearings, the committee members can also call on outside witnesses to testify in support of or against the nominee. Committee vote. After the hearings, the committee votes to recommend, or not, the nominee to the full Senate. The committee's recommendation is not binding, but it plays a major role in shaping the Senate's decision. B. Full Senate confirmation vote. If the committee approves the nominee, the nomination moves to the full Senate for a confirmation vote. The entire Senate debates the nomination, discussing the candidate's qualifications, the testimony presented during the hearings, and other considerations. In some cases, senators may push for further investigations into the nominee or ask for more information. After debate, the Senate votes on the nominee. A simple majority, 51 votes, is required for confirmation, although this can be subject to a filibuster if the vote is not a clear majority. In that case, the nominee may need a supermajority, typically 60 votes, to overcome the filibuster and proceed to a final vote. 3. Possible outcomes after the vote. A. If the nominee is confirmed. If the Senate confirms the nominee by a majority vote, the nominee officially becomes a member of the President's cabinet and assumes the responsibilities of the position. The nominee is then sworn in and begins their duties, overseeing the specific area of the government for which they were nominated. B. If the nominee is not confirmed. If the nominee fails to secure a majority vote in the Senate, they are not confirmed and cannot take up the position. Nominate a new candidate. The President may choose to nominate a different person to the same position. This begins the process over again. Renominate the same candidate. In some cases, the President may choose to renominate the same individual, possibly after addressing concerns raised by senators or making adjustments to the nomination. 4. What happens if a nominee is rejected? A nominee who is rejected is typically not able to serve in that particular cabinet role, unless the President nominates them again. Rejection can happen for a variety of reasons. Ethical concerns. The nominee might be rejected if they have ethical issues, such as conflicts of interest, or if their financial background or past actions are seen as problematic. Controversial policy views. The nominee's policy views or actions might not align with the majority sentiment in the Senate. Opposition from key senators. Sometimes, a single senator or a group of senators from the President's own party may oppose a nominee, making confirmation difficult. This can happen if the nominee is seen as too extreme or unsuitable for the role. The nomination process can be delayed, especially if the Senate is divided, but the rejection of a nominee is not uncommon. In these cases, the President might nominate a new candidate or face difficulty in filling that important position. 5. How long does the process take? The length of time for cabinet confirmations can vary widely based on factors like the complexity of the nominee's background, the political environment, and the Senate's schedule. Typically, it takes anywhere from a few weeks to a few months for the full process, including hearings and a final vote, to be completed. In times of political gridlock or intense opposition, it could take longer. Some key cabinet positions may face more intense scrutiny, such as the Secretary of Defense or Attorney General, leading to lengthier hearings. Emergency or fast-tracked nominations may be expedited if needed for national security or other urgent reasons, but these are exceptions rather than the rule. 6. Important considerations. Senate majority. The party with the majority in the Senate generally has more control over the confirmation process. If the president's party holds a majority, confirmation is more likely, but if the opposition party controls the Senate, nominees can face tougher opposition. Political implications. Senators from the president's own party may vote against a nominee if they feel it would be politically damaging to support them. Senators from the opposition party might vote against nominees for ideological reasons. In summary, the process of confirming a cabinet nominee involves detailed vetting, hearings, and a vote in the Senate. If approved, the nominee becomes a member of the cabinet. If rejected, the president must either nominate a new candidate or resubmit the original nominee.